it, bud. How you doing? Good morning. First person in this stream today will get a shout out. The rest of you not getting a shout out. So that's how we roll, baby. Live, we'll go anyone. You guys can, sometimes we say you gotta be a subscriber to comment. Not today. Message me. Message me and do your finest. Oh. Like diamonds in this. We're gonna do a poll here. Do you like Christmas? Okay, we got that question done. Next, and final question. We're gonna see how many of you find me hot. Hot! Alright? Chicks only, please. Dudes, please refrain from listening to this comment. Please, dudes, do not comment how hot I am. Unless you're a Dubian trillionaire and you want to do stuff to me and my feet. Then tell me about it in the super chat and make me gag, bud, because it's never happening. See what I did there? I scammed the scammers. The Dubians. Is that how you say people from Dubai? If you say Canadians, it's gotta be Dubian, right? Dubians? Dubians? Dubians. Dubaians. Dubaians? Dubians. The Dubers. I'm gonna just call you Dubers for short, because, I mean, come on. I'd move to Dubia just to be a Duber, bud. I got some exciting news to talk about today. I thought for sure they would have got to run a story on me before they got fired, but what can you do? I do see why a bunch of them left, but hey, moving on. Do you guys know what's really going on in the world? Holy crow! We had an entire news agency get fired last night, live on the internet. So, I don't know if you guys are paying attention or what, but if you try and watch the news tonight, you might have a bit of a hard time finding a news channel. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So Pierre Poilievre had his voice tampered with by Canadian media, which is it's highly absurd. Basically, you thought the news lied to you before. Check it out now. Just saying. Now they're just making shit up with your voice for you to listen to on the 6 o'clock news. So, I don't know, jail time? Like, what are you... So you're telling me you can mess with politics in Canada when it's close to an election? The news agencies that are funded by the government of Canada can actually lie to the people about politics? This is next level. You thought Russia was weird. Hey? China. But no, now we actually have whoever is running that entity is sold out to probably some kind of country like I just named. This is gone. Or America. We can't, please, nobody rule out America. I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware, but between America, China, and Russia, you got three nations that really want to take control of everybody. Really badly. What are countrymen to do when they're faced with such groups of pure evil? Truly, seriously. When taxation is already at 33, 40, 45%, plus what you have to pay every day, right? So there's like double and triple taxation going on. Where do they draw the line at how much they're taking, right? Every few years, they're like, oh, we got to make even more money. The public is gaining a little bit of ground here. We have to not only dumb them down, but make them poor again, right? So, as fun as it's been paying interest and everything all these years I've been alive, I caught on to what's going on here, eh? And I guess these machines that kind of tell the future, predictive machines. You know how they use analytics to predict the future? Well, I'm guessing the analytic machine has been making a lot of mistakes. What is causing the unpredictableness, the unpredictability of it all? Underneath it all, as Nelly Furtado would say, underneath it all lies a world of lies. So, if you've been watching the show for a while, then you understand that, not only were they lying to us, but we were lying to them, right? You're like, oh, I love my job. No one loves their job, straight up. The AI actually believes some of those people's lies. So what happened is the predictability level of predictiveness has been misconstrued drastically. And watch and see. Prove me wrong, as they have less and less grasp on the future. Watch. So what they assumed would work wholeheartedly guaranteed. Well, have you ever bought into a company before and then realized that company inflated their numbers, possibly lied about the product that you were purchasing, or rather, they say they invented this perfect product that whatever it does, cleans blood or does this or does that, and it turns out that thing don't do nothing it says, right? But somehow they've misconstrued the data to show that it might actually be doing this, right? Turns out after it's up and running, right, in full scale, out of testing period, in full scale rollout, holy crap, do problems persist, right? So you can see that rollout is usually not rollout, it's more like beta testing. And when you roll something out in this day and age, it's highly likely that it will fail. The best rollouts are not done that way. Period. Moving on. Oh, see what I did there? Absolutely. Never am I going to help the most evil of corporations, which completely listen to every word I say. Carnivore is a big fat eater here on this program. Can't stand that, but what can you do? Alright, cat's back, finishing off the bowl of food. I'm here for you, which is obviously for me. I say for you, it's for me, right? Everything a human does is for themselves. Call it survival, call it greed. Yeah, nothing really else in between. When you're trying to survive, are you trying to survive when you're trying to make other people build you a castle for free? Or are you being greed driven, forcing them into slave labor so you can have a castle built for you for basically monopoly money, right? Wouldn't it be interesting if this world worked off the concept of I was here first, so I own it? What if all the buildings were already built? Then all you have to do is lie and say you had a family history that built all these buildings and did all that hard work, but you never did. You just sat in the castle and took the credit for what wasn't yours doing, right? Look around you, folks. Go look at Italy, the Colosseo, however you want to say it. It was dug out. It wasn't built. It was dug out. It's great historians will tell you. The greatest, the ones that are no longer paid by Discovery and all these other media outlets that, again, force you to believe falsivities, entire falsivities. I'm making up words on the show today, and if you don't like it, you don't have to. As one of the smartest people who's been created here, I see the problems and the holes with the system they've designed. Again, to dumb you down. And me never following that system, seeing the holes and its flaws in its entirety, I absolutely steered clear of that absolute false negative, right? They're basically giving you false negatives every second. Prove me wrong, right? Look what CTV did yesterday, to Paul Polivier, whatever his name is, Polivier. I don't even know the guy's name. His name Paul? Paul Lemieux or something? Paul Polivier? Polivier? I'm not a politician. I don't side with any specific person. I just know NDP is a bunch of just absolute giblets. They need to be fired. NDP is the worst party in Canada. NDP comes around like every once in a while. They're like, oh yeah, how do we screw over the people here? The NDP has never won an election. They've never held parliamentary seat since Mulroney. Mulroney ruined Canada. So as you can see here, the NDP needs to go, period. The year was 1980. I was absolutely here. And Mulroney was Prime Minister of Canada, you know. That's the last time the NDP have ever had power. You have to understand something. The NDP should never have power. Doughheads and eggheads over there. Not one of them makes any sense. And they're all Muppets. They're all Muppets for a bigger, more evil plan. So just stay tuned and watch, because you're going to see stuff happen soon. And these Muppet babies out there from the NDP are going to become running right now. One of the biggest cowards in the NDP is obviously Sellout Singh. Sellout Singh is by far one of the cowards in this country. He sits very, very tightly and neatly on Trudeau's lap and collects a paycheck while sitting on Trudeau's lap. Tell me he's not a sellout. I ain't never sitting on no dude's lap. And I'll tell you straight up, if you sit on a dude's lap, you're an absolute bitch. You should wake up in the morning and do stuff on your own. Don't beg for help from other people to get your shit done. If you got a big property and it's got multiple names on it, you may want to ask for some help, but that's about the only way. So you got Sellout Singh. I got a nice cup of tea here. Tell you a little story about Sellout Singh. It was a few years ago. And I thought, oh, you know what? The NDP is going to do something. You know, I'm like, the NDP here where I'm from, I'm very sour. Since the NDP are ruined, no one will ever vote NDP again because of Sellout Singh and what he did. He destroyed the NDP. The New Democratic Party was destroyed when Sellout Singh sold off Canada to Trudy, to one of the most corrupt individuals this planet will ever know, Trudy. He went into office with $200,000, $300,000 in the bank. This fucker now has over $100 million in the bank. And not one person in Canada, not one person, has bothered to check his fucking finances. While every other Canadian is decimated. This dude who rubs shoulders with, you know, elites, if you want to call them that, they're the most corrupt people on this planet. And he happens to be in a nation with a huge gross domestic product, right? We put out a lot of stuff. We pump out a lot of stuff. We allow a lot of foreign workers to come into this country. Do you know how that shit works? Sort of. Not really. You don't really open your eyes. You don't care. Well, how it works is foreign workers are sent here by another country who Goofy rubs shoulders with there. And they make a deal on the back end. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong for 1 second. In fact, I think we should actually start having people who are ethics people from the universities across the world. Let's start in Germany. I think the world is kind of scared of Germany. There's a lot of laws you don't really understand that exist. One of them being the Antarctic Treaty. Why the fuck is there a treaty? Do you know what a treaty is? It means they have stopped the allowance of military vehicles to enter that section of land, water, or air. Why the fuck is there a military treaty in the Arctic where nothing lives? So they say. We Westerners are told there is nothing in the Arctic that you have to worry about. There's a fucking military treaty. So right there, that proved to me that Germany did absolutely come through. But as a Canadian, the falsities I have been indoctrinated into, my family members were absolutely lied to by a Black Mirror full of deception, told lies, and then Karen like attitudes were shipped out in the media, right? Weird laws were created to take away our human rights, right? To free speech, right? So what's happened now is people can't have a discussion about what may or may not have happened due to the industrial military complex and the political realm and the media and the church all involved in one cover-up, the biggest cover-up of humanity. Despicable. Wait till I get to the new lands and wait till I bring them back. You wait and see. I'll free you all.